Now I'm really excited. A new podcast with Joe Rogan and Elon Musk comes out tonight, and apparently the Cybertruck is arrow-proof. That's a picture of Joe Rogan shooting an arrow at the Cybertruck. What a day for Tesla stock investors. Tesla is in the green today. That's hard to believe following the last 2 red days that we have had for Tesla back-to-back. Pretty rough couple of days. Tesla stock is in the green by about 1.3%. Is the bottom in? Is Tesla stock going higher? We're going to talk about it here in this video. We're going to look at the option activity as well as all of the breaking news, what the Treasury just said that is helping move bond yields lower. And what's the other reason why bond yields are going lower? It has to do with the Fed. And I think your time to be positioning for that is today. The Fed meeting is happening tomorrow. We have some exciting earnings here in after hours, depending on who you are. This one earning does have some kind of implication for Tesla, so it might move Tesla at least a little bit. I want to give you guys that information as well. We have a jam-packed video for all Tesla stock investors. If this is your first time to the channel, consider sticking around a while, hitting that like button because it is free 99, and subscribing to the channel because the best prescription for your complication is a subscription to the channel. Hashtag not medical advice. So Tesla stock is in the green today by over 1%. We've been talking about this bounce. Now, I do think there is more of a bounce to come based on one technical factor that almost always plays out the same for Tesla, and that is the RSI. The RSI is currently at 27.69, even following today's bounce. Anytime you hit 30, you tend to bounce pretty aggressively, and when you get to 30, that bounce can lead you all the way to 70. So normally when you hit the 30 on the RSI, you do get some pretty big bounces, and I think that is actually a likely possibility here. It depends on a couple different things, but I think there's one conclusion that we can draw. Yields are probably going lower in 2024, so investors are pretty soon here going to start positioning in stocks that will benefit from that. I've been very vocal on this. Tesla is probably the biggest beneficiary of rates going lower. Tesla will be able to raise prices in 2024 as rates go lower because your monthly payments might actually go down at the same time. Elon made it very clear in the last earnings call. It's not about the price of the vehicle. It's about the monthly payment that people are paying. People would buy a $100,000 Tesla if their monthly payment was $500. Or people will buy a $30,000 Tesla if their monthly payment is $500. It's all about the monthly payment. And Tesla is going to benefit a lot from rates coming down. So will your small and mid-cap stocks. That is why your small, mid-cap stocks are outperforming today. Tesla falls in line more with your big tech names. So if big tech is not doing as well as small caps, well, Tesla for now is following those big tech names. I think that will shift, and I think Tesla will start to be one of the outperformers heading into 2024. And for sure, my opinion, it's not financial advice, just my opinion, as well as in 2024 itself. Tesla's option activity is neutral today. You have seen 551 orders totaling $175.45 million with a positive order value of 50%. Usually, this report is not finalized. It's probably going to be around a 500 billion or so day for options, and today looks a lot better than what you've seen over the past 2 days. If you guys missed those videos, yesterday's option activity was $1.42 billion with a positive order value of 25%. So today looks more positive than yesterday. The share price is doing the same. I would say that's overall good for anyone that is bullish in Tesla and wants Tesla stock to go higher. It looks like that's probably going to happen, at least in the near term. We do have some really big catalysts coming throughout the rest of this week. Today in after hours, the company I was referring to that could move Tesla is First Solar. We have seen your solar companies get absolutely destroyed heading into their earnings. Even SolarEdge, which reports Wednesday and after hours, has already put out their numbers, and they were a disaster. SolarEdge dropped 27%. Why I think solar has been negatively impacting Tesla as well is because solar is becoming a larger portion of Tesla's business. Well, really just energy storage that includes solar. And this energy storage segment of Tesla's business is now the highest margin business. So investors are paying attention to this pretty closely. And I think it has had a net negative drag on Tesla stock over the past couple of days. So that one will be important, as well as AMD today in after hours, followed by tomorrow. You're going to have PayPal, Roku, Qualcomm, Supermicro, Airbnb, Etsy, Mercado Libre, and Elf that will report earnings. And then your big dog Thursday after hours is going to be Apple, Square to a lesser extent, Coinbase. You have Starbucks, you have Carvana. Thursday pre-market could be interesting as well. You have Palantir that reports earnings. That's another fan favorite with a lot of retail investors. One of your big AI kind of hype names. We haven't seen it materialize yet with Palantir, but a lot of people are expecting it to. Tesla's kind of grouped in that AI camp. It might be important to Tesla as well. You might see a sympathy move based on Palantir earnings with all of the other AI names. Now let's get into all of your Tesla stock news you need to know before we get into what the Treasury just said and why yields are going down today. Tesla just won an autopilot trial involving a fatal crash. On Tuesday, Tesla won the first U.S. trial over allegations that its autopilot driver assistant feature led to a death, as a jury found there was not a manufacturing defect in the system. The case in a California state court was filed by two passengers in a 2019 crash who accused the company of knowing autopilot was defective when it sold the car. Tesla argued human error caused the crash. It was later found out that alcohol was to blame, so Tesla is not found responsible. This one case alone wouldn't make or break Tesla, obviously, but it really sets a precedent for the company. Maybe not being as responsible for a lot of the incidences we have seen in the past. Maybe the product is not to blame. Maybe it is human error after all. And this is just good for a larger settlement. If that were to arise in the future, the more wins you get on the small battles leads to potentially a bigger win for the broader war or battle, if you will, for legal kind of scrutiny or recognition of liability, right? Tesla is a little less liable after this win today. Now, obviously, Tesla cannot sell a product in which they have false claims about, but that's not the case here. Some people are pretty excited over this small video, technically a GIF, with the Cybertruck's power closing on the frunk. A lot of people are excited about this. Gene Munster has weighed in on reports of unionization move at Tesla. Quote, employees will likely vote down the UAW and instead settle for ... Gene Munster said, quote, it's going to take a couple of months to sort this out. Tesla employees will likely vote down the UAW and instead settle for a 20% pay raise, the fund manager said. The percentage revision would be less than the 25% hike Detroit's Big Three agreed for, he added. Munster said he expects Tesla's core margins will be capped for the next year at around 16%, in line with what was reported in September. If Tesla wages remain stable, I would expect margins to inch back to 18% over the next year, he added. I will also note this is a Tesla bull, Gene Munster, and he only expects margins to hit 18%. I'll tell you right now, if rates come down and financing costs become cheaper, Tesla will raise prices. And that is something the bears definitely don't expect. The bulls don't expect. That I think is a very reasonable possibility, given Elon made it very clear it's all about the monthly payment. It's not about the purchase price itself. So I do think we will see more price increases from Tesla in this next year ahead, because I think rates are going to get cut more than what the markets are currently expecting for around 2 cuts. I think we could see 4 or 5 cuts if the economy starts to deteriorate and we start to see fears on the economy. The last thing a president wants heading into an election when they're trying to get reelected is a bad economy and people to, not be in a good financial position. really does not help your odds of winning a re-election. And obviously, I know some of you guys are going to say down below in the comment section, well, the Fed is technically not the government. They're two separate entities. Yeah, look at 2019 when your former president pressured the Fed to lower rates. They ended up cutting rates 3 times. They're highly influenced by who elects them to the Fed. And again, that's not even political. That's historical. Usually you don't see any rate hikes in an election year. Usually you see rate cuts. And given the affordability of houses is ridiculous, you kind of have to see rate cuts more than what we expect. Like 3, 4, 5, maybe more rate cuts in 2024. Little food for thought here. The average home price in the US is over $400,000. That means you have to have a household income of $120,000 or more to qualify for that. The median income for a household is $81,000 in the US. That means you have to make $50,000 to $60,000 more than the average household to buy the average house. That's ridiculous. And as I said in the beginning of this video, Joe Rogan says a new podcast episode with Elon Musk drops today. He also says the Cybertruck is arrow-proof. I cannot wait to watch this episode. And whatever Elon says could actually move Tesla's stock as well. If he does give some forward-looking guidance in some way, shape, or form, in which he usually does, give us a little bit more light on the business, that can move Tesla stock. Gregor Truck posted this photo of a Cybertruck spotted in Palo Alto towing a Tesla Model Y. Now that's just a sight you don't see every day. At least not yet. S&P has upgraded Ford's credit rating from junk to BBB-, the lowest investment grade level. For a little bit of context, Tesla investors got good news on October 6, 2022, when Tesla's debt was no longer considered junk. S&P Global raised its rating for Tesla unsecured debt by 2 notches to BBB from BB+, skipping over the BB- rating. This is also a potential catalyst in 2024 as well, as Tesla is able to get better margins, I think, because they're able to raise prices, and we do see a lot of solid demand for the entire Tesla franchise. You might see Tesla's debt get upgraded even more. That wouldn't surprise me at this point. Chris Kong on X says the first time seeing a Cybertruck so close in person. It does look like CGI even with my own eyes, and it really does. It's just such a unique product. It almost looks like it was computer generated. Porsche is adding Google to its cars as Volkswagen's software problems worsen. Good news for Google. A bad sign for Volkswagen. Volkswagen just yesterday announced they were laying off 2,000 jobs at their in-house software provider. See, Tesla sure has their own set of problems. Clearly, margins are one of them that the bears will point out. But in retrospect to these other automakers that really can't sell a popular EV, all these EV models are just flopping with these competitors. Unlike a Tesla, you're having software problems. You have UAW problems at the big 3. I mean, Tesla is by far in the best shape here. For the week of October 23rd through the 29th, China reported 10,800 insurance registrations for Tesla. That is 13% negative quarter over quarter and 39% year over year growth. And if you look at the year over year chart here, you're doing better numbers than what you've seen for Q4 of 2022, which the last couple of weeks for Q3 were way below what you are seeing on a year over year basis. So maybe the end of this year will be really strong. At least that's what it looks like we're setting up for. So Merit points out that this number included only a couple days of the new Model 3 deliveries. The next week will include a full week's worth. Tesla's Giga Mexico has secured all federal and regional permits according to the economy minister. We already heard on the last earnings call, they are in no rush to start construction on Giga Mexico. We did get confirmation there will be a factory there, but we just don't know when it will start. If the Fed lowers rates quicker than we think, then construction's going to go quicker than we are currently expecting. I mean, at this point, it's probably good news if this construction takes a little while longer because it's going to hurt margins. At the same time, you have the Cybertruck launching. Margins could get worse from here if Tesla were to go head first into Giga Mexico with rates being the way they are. So in other words, be in no rush to see construction of Giga Mexico. This is where we are going to get your dubbed Model 2, your lower priced version of the model franchise, your $20,000-$25,000 vehicle. Also, where a lot of robotaxis are going to ultimately be built. That's the infrastructure in which they are laying the groundwork to provide the robotaxi with. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit longer than we thought. The UMSAE Formula Electric team from the University of Manitoba has won a sponsorship from Tesla, with the automaker providing the student team with 2170 battery cells to power their electric race car. Stellantis expects the strike to cost them $795 million in third quarter profits. And imagine you were this Reddit user that watched your neighbor come home in a Cybertruck. You're going to start seeing this a lot more often as the Cybertruck actually starts getting delivered to customers, but that would be a sight at the very least. I would definitely be knocking on the neighbor's door and seeing if we can go for a test drive. That would be a great neighbor to have. Tesla Asia has posted clean photos of the upgraded Model 3. And I gotta say, I mean, I'm a big fan of the black on black, right? Black rims, black paint. But the white with the black, that looks really, really good too. And apparently Tesla attracted the most consumer attention in Germany in Q3, a new study shows. Local Volkswagen, BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi together attracted as much attention as Tesla alone could. So Tesla is really catching people's attention here. And imagine getting pulled over by this, going to jail in this. Hopefully that never happens. This is a South Pasadena police car. A new, I believe this is a Model Y here. I mean, it's pretty clean. I do like it. Hopefully I never experienced the back of it, but I do like it, and it is a Model Y. And Joe Rogan's new 2-hour, 41-minute interview with Elon Musk is now available to stream. Elon Musk says Tesla is going to release a video of them shooting up the Cybertruck. He also says the glass is not bulletproof, which we already knew. Elon Musk says the Cybertruck weighs up to 7,000 pounds depending on the trim. They are aiming to get the 0 to 60 mile per hour time under 3 seconds for the beast mode version. He'll give more info during the launch next month. And look at good old Elon with the Cuban. Elon never fails to surprise on these podcasts with Joe Rogan. That is all for your Tesla stock news today. We will have more updates to bring you in between 9 and 10 p.m. today. It is Halloween, so it might be a little bit later where that video comes out, so be on the lookout for that one. That's going to be a jam-packed one. We need to get into exactly what I think the Fed is going to be doing coming, for tomorrow, and what kind of implications that could have for stocks and for our markets. But Tesla stock right now is up about 2.5%. A lot of this does have to do with treasury yields and how investors are positioning for the Fed as of right now. TLT is up 0.5%. That means your longer term treasury yields are declining. And if you take a look at the actual declines today, your 30-year treasury yield is down about 2%. Your 10-year treasury yield is down about 1 basis point. So not a huge decline for a pretty large move higher in TLT as well as Tesla. This is implying probably yields are going to fall coming tomorrow. USO is down 1.5% today. That is great news. The dollar is up 0.63% as Japan did confirm those rumors we had yesterday where they are now going to allow their 10-year treasury to reach as high as 1%. It has been capped for a very long time at 0%, and the Bank of Japan has kept their short-term interest rates at negative 0.1%. Gold is down almost 1% today. This is really good news. This Middle East conflict seems like it's not affecting the markets at all anymore. And the fact that gold is down almost 1% today is really just confirming that. Now, Janet Yellen with the Treasury says they are going to auction off about $776 billion of debt in the final quarter of calendar year 2023. Now, that's another reason why yields are falling a little bit today. Some people were expecting this number could be $74 billion higher. So it was a smaller number than what we were expecting, but a larger number for 2024. The Treasury said it will auction another $816 billion worth of debt in the first quarter of 2024. This bond expert says, quote, "You might see sufficient demand step up into the market here with frankly real yields around 2.5%. That means your bond yield, like 5%, minus your inflation rate gives you that real yield. So this would be good news. That's to say, hey, some people might start buying the bonds here. If people start buying the bonds, that means bond yields are going to fall. That would be very good news for Tesla stock, as well as your small and mid-cap companies. And I would imagine that is why your Russell 2000 is outperforming all of the other indexes today by quite a large margin. Your Russell 2000 up 0.85%, S&P's up less than 0.5%, the NASDAQ is up a little over 0.25%, and the Dow is the laggard today, only up 0.17%. So it's about time your small mid-cap companies do start to actually get a little bit of a rebound. As you can see from this chart, you're going on one of the worst periods in history for small mid-cap companies. And right now, it's been 500 days since you have hit a new 52-week high for small caps for your Russell 2000. You haven't been at this level since the internet bubble and the global financial crisis. So that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Let me know if there's something I missed that you would like to know. If you guys would like to take it a step further, come trade with us live in real time. Come get access to all of the trades that I make with a brief synopsis on why I am making those trades. Link down below in the description of this video. You can come ask questions, come get involved with the community. We would love to have you over there. Come join, come try it out. And for anyone that is a part of that, when the course drops on how to trade different strategies from A to Z, some of my favorite strategies, but everything will be included in that, well, you'll get that for free if you are a part of the trading community, and it will be sent over on Patreon. So come check it out if you guys want to be a part of it. Nonetheless, enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Michael Tyler, and I will see you in the next one.